Hi. So today we're going to speak about karmic relationships, such as karmic families, karmic friendships, karmic workplaces, karmic situations, right? And what the word karmic means, it just means that it's supposed to teach you a lesson, right? So when it comes to a karmic person, it's someone that refuses to look at things at a different perspective, gain the lesson out of things, and do something different. So they're basically stuck in their ways and they refuse to change, right? And so you could have that in karmic families, karmic friendships. And then when it comes to karmic workplaces, these are places that, one, you have outgrown, and two, you've learned everything that you needed to learn from it. And then three is creating some type of cycle for you that you've already overcame. And so you're choosing to be in the same cycle again, and you're not choosing to evolve. So the same thing continues to happen over and over again until you choose to do something different with it. It's like the same as a karmic situation type of scenario. So we're going to start with karmic families. So in my case, I grew up in a karmic family, and so I was placed there by the Most High God because he wanted to give them an opportunity to atone with him, right? And so because of the things that they practice, they've been practicing this generations after generations and generations to come, right? And so in this situation, I was placed there as a gift from God because, one, we got to think about when it comes to families, we don't choose who our parents are going to be, right? We don't choose that. So creator of all things, the Most High God places us in these families, right? And sometimes these families are good for us, right? They're supposed to, that's what families are supposed to be. You know, your mom, your dad, they're supposed to teach you, upbring you, basically care for you, right? And protect you. But then there are families that they don't carry themselves this way, right? And then there are families, like in my case, where they practice unforbidden things, right? So in my case, I was placed into a karmic family so that they could atone with the Most High God. And so there were like a lot of generational curses that needed to be broken. And I'm the person that broke those curses, right? And when we do that, we become public enemy number one to our families because they don't see it all that well. So I was sent in to this family, one, to break the generational curses, two, so that they could, make an atonement with the Most High God, and three, so that they could change to be like a reflection of what exactly was missing in the bloodline, right? And so in my case, I didn't know that until like I had my awakening. So I was always like in my pity party of like, oh, woe is me. Why doesn't my mother love me? Why everybody's the way they are type of scenario. Why did this happen to me? Blah, 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 blah. But then I've learned that, there are karmic families, right? And that some of us are placed in these families to break generational curses and for them to be able to do something different than what they usually do, right? So in my case, I wasn't aware of the reason why I was placed in this family, and the karmic family that I grew up in, they also did not know that God had specifically placed me there for this purpose. So he cloaked me so that they couldn't see who I truly was. Right? So they went ahead and they did what they usually do, their black magic, sacrifices to the devil and stuff like that. And unfortunately, they chose me, right? And so for many years, 36 years, they were successful, at making my life a living hell, right? So it would be like, with earlier on the child abuse, the the abandonment, rejection, neglect, um, going from home to home, all types of things, right? That would destroy a regular person. This would destroy a regular person, right? And they also wanted to block my connection to the Most High God, right? So it was until I woke up, right? Until I had my spiritual awakening, which was when I chose to choose myself and love on myself. Then at that point, God came through. So out of all of that, what I learned was that although we go through things with our family, because of the programming that we are in, that is instilled in us, we believe that we have to stay around for our family, whether mother, brother, sister, son, daughter type of scenario, because that's our blood family, right? But because of my experience with my karmic family and having my awakening and knowing who I am to God, the best thing that I could ever do was to remove myself from these people, as they did not have my best interest. It was like training grounds for me and a test for them. And so the moment that I decided to step away from them, that's the moment that I chose to do something different. And therefore I had learned the lesson to stop sacrificing myself to please other people, whether family or not, right? That was the lesson that I needed to grab out of that situation. And then for them, the lesson was that you fucked up. You shouldn't have wrong person or right person, because one, if they didn't believe in God, well, now you do. And two, God gave them 36 years to do something different. Even if at the beginning they went ahead and did the same strategic thing that they do, sacrificing children and stuff, and then making people's life hell. They had 36 years to atone with God and even to come clean and tell me what the hell they were doing, but they chose not to do that, right? So that was their test. And with that, I was like, it made me get closer with God, because out of all that time, that's a long time. 36 years is a long time. He gave him 36 years of grace, right? And so they didn't learn the lesson, right? But the moment that I chose to choose myself and to start working on myself, whether they would be around or not, that's the time that God stepped in. So for me, it was like training grounds. And so with all the experiences I gain from like the karmic families, the karmic relationships, the karmic workplaces and stuff like that, I was able to gain those experiences and even the other experiences that I had, right? I'm so diverse and so in such a variety of like horrible things that happen to people. And I gained the knowledge from it. So for me, it's like, that was horrible, right? But then again, it's like I'm so diverse in so many different scenarios that I'm able to sit down with anybody and relate to them, right? And maybe walk them through the process because I went through it. So although it was horrific what I went through, right? That's not where I am today. And then I was able to take the lesson from it, identify what spirits were operating through them, and then by me understanding that that's not what God wanted for me, that was just, training grounds for me to learn to choose myself. And also I was like, on a mission for God. Then I'm able to move on, right? So let's go to part two.